today you will need for your project as well. I'm using a 4.5 millimeter hook, and I just got some scissors here. You don't necessarily have to use this same size. If you want to go smaller or larger, it's completely up to you. But to make about a 3.5 to 4 inch square, you're going to want a number 7. So this is going to be used as a stash buster for me as well. Got a couple of smaller squares. I'm going to be working with the color Bone today. And I'm also working with, what is this one called? This one is Woodland Heather and Dark Country Blue. And like I said, these have been in my stash for a little bit, so they're looking a little bit beat up. But I've also got some other colors that I'm working with. I pretty much just chose the woodsy colors out of the Karen Simply Soft pile that I had. So I'm going to just kind of keep these off to the side, and we're going to start with the bone. And I'm going to make a magic ring and start there. We are going to put 8 single crochets inside of our magic circle. I chained 1 just to kind of snap everything into place. So 8 single crochets. All right, I've got my 8, and I've pulled my center string in order to make it nice and tight in the middle. I am going to actually join this. Normally I would not, but for this project we do, so that you have a nice, perfect little circle like that. Chain 1, and now I want you to put 2, and I'm going to catch this up in my next round just so that I can help secure that. I'm going to put 2 single crochets into each of the 8 going around, which means after this row, I'm going to have 16 stitches going around my circle. And I'm going to slip stitch with the first single crochet of this round to join. Okay, I'm in the process of joining with the first single crochet so that once again I have just a complete circle. And since I went ahead and I tucked that into my second row, I feel like that's going to be fairly secure, and I'm going to cut that off and get rid of it. Now the next round we are going to be making half double crochets, so I want you to chain 2. All right, and in that same join space I want you to do another half double crochet. We are not going to count that first chain 2 as our first half double crochet. It's just meant to fill in so that we don't end up with a gap when we join at the end of this round. All right, in the next single crochet, put 2 half double crochets, and then I want you to continue with doing a single half double crochet and 2 half double crochets all the way around. So 1 and then 2. Keep going till you have 24 stitches. I am at the end of round 3, but I'm going to change colors after this row, so you can either go ahead and cut off and join with your first half double crochet and then rejoin your color, or you can change your color right now, keeping the last 3 loops on your hook, pull through, and then join with the first half double crochet of your round, not that chain 2, remember. All right, and so from here we're going to actually double crochet. This is the first time that our chain is going to count as the first stitch of our round. So this is a double crochet, and in that same space, same join space, I want you to do another double crochet, a chain 2, and 2 more double crochets, and 2 more double crochets. Then I want you to put a double crochet into the next 5 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We're going to make another corner, which is going to be 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets, into this next stitch. And once again, we're going to double crochet into 5 stitches. All right, I want you to do that 2 more times. Do the corner, 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets, and double crochet into the next 5. Alrighty, here's where we're going to change it up again, and we are going to slip stitch to the 3rd chain of our chain 3. All right, here we're going to cut this off, and we're going to do 1 more color change, but this time we are going to join it later, which means, you know, out here, we're going to join it to a corner because it's so much easier. 1, 2, 3, double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochets. And then I want you to double crochet into each of the double crochets going across. And that's going to be a total of 9 stitches working from one corner to the next. So you're going to continue this pattern onward, putting 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets in each corner, and double crocheting into each double crochet. And then you're going to join with your first double crochet, chain 3 over here. I'll meet you back over here when this is done. On this square, we're going to make a little fox. And this one is going to be made much like the bear ear that you're used to doing over here, but it is going to have a small twist to it. I don't know if you're familiar with picots at all, but we're going to throw a little picot in there so that we can get a little point on our fox ear. All right, so set this aside. And then when we're looking at our square, remember to find your corner and then find the stitches right underneath. I'm working with my number 7 4.5 millimeter hook. And so these are the 2 that are going to have the ear on them. So go to the one to the right and get around the post, slip stitch your yarn, and then make a chain 1. Get that little piece of yarn out of the way. We'll tuck that in later. All right, so then around the post of the next stitch, you're going to put 2 double crochets. And here's where we're going to picot. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3. I'm going to slip stitch into the first chain of that chain 3. And then I'm going to go right into the next, and I'm going to put my 2 double crochets around the next post. And then I'm going to slip stitch around the next, and then 1, 2, and 3. Then I'm going to start all over again doing my fox ear. So 2 double crochets around the next post, do my picot, so it's 1, 2, 3, slip stitch into the first chain, 2 double crochets around the next post, but that just does not want to go. There we go. And a slip stitch around the next post. Now give me just a second, I'll get this all cut off and we'll take a look at it. All right, so when you look at it, this is where our little picot is and how it creates that little point on the ear. We still have the same kind of ridge going across the top like we did on the bear ears. And then once you get your little ends tucked behind, I'm just going to go this way and pull it through for our purposes right now. All right, you can see how this looks like a little fox. Once again, you don't have to embroider a face on here. You can if you want to do all that work. But if not, and you just want to go with the little abstract fox, you're all done.